Are there any other galls that are closer than those?
I'm looking seeing if they're any closer to the ground. Here's some. Not as many.
A different kind too. The other one's like a
maybe you can at least
bud gull.
Ellen, you can at least take pictures of it.
Yeah.
So Jim, what's a gall?
Oh yeah, what's a gall? Oh yeah, this one's handier.
Trying to get the light on there for you. So galls are an interaction between the plant and an insect. So at some point, an insect, either a wasp or a fly or a midge, has landed on the plant and laid an egg. And the egg then, when it becomes a larva, starts to tunnel, bore, do something on the plant that causes it to react. And typically it makes a structure that at one point we thought was just to isolate the larva so it didn't cause any more damage to the plant. But it turns out it's much more complicated than that, because there's some sort of interaction where the larva is telling the plant how to build the gall.
Really?
Because the gall is acting as a food source for the larva. It's a protective structure so that it can't be predated by other insects or birds. And over time, the larva will eat away and turn into an adult and eventually fly out from the gall. That should be where the story stops, but it actually doesn't, because later other insects will come in and use the gall as, we like to call them, insect condominiums, because they'll just keep getting recycled over and over again. So an incredibly complex process that I don't think even today we understand all the nuances involved. But there are thousands of different types of galls.
Are they only on willows?
No, they're not only just on a leaf. So if you think of all the interactions, you have many insects laying their larvae on many different plants, and on a plant on different locations. A leaf, a stem, somewhere else. All of these make different types of galls. So there's a gall book that I have, and it is literally the size of the New York phone book, because there are just so many different combinations and different kinds of galls.
Fascinating. So is it harmful to the tree? Will the tree die if it has too many galls?
No.
Okay.
Maybe if the tree was highly stressed, but in general, it's a bad plan if you're using another species to help you survive, to kill it.
To kill it, correct.
That just doesn't do you any good.
Right, so is the term for that, is that a hemiparasitic? Is that the right term?
I believe that's true. The plant, as far as we know, is not getting any benefit from making the gall, short of isolating itself in some way perhaps, but the insect is getting a lot of benefit. A parasite would be really taking advantage of the plant.
And eventually kill it.
And may eventually kill it. In this case, I don't think it's quite that way. It's not a symbiosis because both species aren't getting a benefit from it. But
fascinating. Galls are fascinating.
They are. They're absolutely fascinating.